Mr. Naidu, when you say insurance agent understand the crucial part of their role
Right.
as an insurance agent, many a times insurance agents, they feel that this is a very difficult job. Insurance agency is a very difficult job, and that actually doesn't help to grow them. What is your thought about it?
Well, that is true, firstly. All right, there are probably hundreds of thousands of agents that feel that way, right? And I think where the problem comes up, I think with insurance agents, is that they think it's an industry that they can make a lot of money from. So in other words, again, not all, most of them are really good, above board, do things properly. But there are many that think they can come into the industry and make a quick buck, as it were, right? Make some quick money. And so the sole intention with some people is when they join the industry, how can I get the maximum out of my clients? That philosophy is guaranteed to fail, right? It's got to be a complete reversal. How can I add value to the client? It's like a doctor, for instance. When you go into his rooms, the first thing he looks at, oh, gee, this guy looks like a wealthy guy. I'm going to make the maximum out of him, right? Or his attitude could be one that, I'm going to do my best to help him to solve whatever medical issue he has. So similar approach should be done by insurance, professionals. And I keep using the word professional, you might have noticed. You've got to aspire to become a professional, right? You must do that. In other words, it needs ongoing study, it needs certification, and so forth, really. So, yeah, I would say that is one of the biggest mistakes that they make. Secondly, they sell a policy. Remember, I'm talking about, I think it's a minority, but that's open to conjecture. They sell a policy and do not give any follow-up service. A recipe for disaster, right? So, if you really are interested in the welfare of the client, not in what commission I'm going to get, you'll be amazed. Short term, yes, it might be a bit painful, right? Remember, what's unpleasant in the beginning is often pleasant in the end.
Correct.
And what's like, nectar in the beginning is like poison in the end. So you must understand, you've got to go through a period of difficulty, but just work in the interest of your client. And if you do that, you're guaranteed to succeed. You will get repeat business, you will get referrals, you'll have an unending source of leads, basically.
Correct.
So it needs a change of mindset, I think, basically.
So when you say that insurance advisors should have this mindset to help their customer, this is the only mindset which makes successful an insurance agent, or there are some other things also to make an insurance agent highly successful?
Okay, another brilliant question. These are just two of, I'd say, the practical things that need to be done. But from an overall perspective, we've got to, one of the chapters is called Think Big, right? You've got to think big. In other words, set an ideal for what you want your life to be. Not how much of money can I make, what do you want your life to be? What is the purpose of your life? What are you living for? Right? So in other words, set the bar as high as you can, right? You want to become, for instance, ultimately the talk I gave for the Taiwan MDRT Day last month was become a perfect human being. And when you become a perfect human being, every area of your life is right on top. Financial, physical, your health, your emotional, chaste emotions, thoughts, elevated, uplifting thoughts, and you also don't neglect the spiritual side, right? You give an equal amount of time to understanding that there is something bigger than you. There's something vaster than you, right? Much greater than you. How do you get in touch with that something? And that's where spirituality takes you, basically. And so in other words, what I would say basically, set a high ideal in life generally, and then in each area of your life. So through this process of visualization, Ranjit, I've spoken about it a number of times, they'd be able to take themselves from where they are to 10, 20, 100 times where they want to be. Because human beings have that innate, inbuilt capacity to achieve greatness. We have the capacity.
Correct.
Right? So we've got to utilize it.
Superb.